Hi, this is Veena. I'm actually making this video for my assignment for one of the courses that I'm taking at Athabasca University, which is Human-Computer Interaction Computer 482. So for this assignment, I'm actually making a simple Android application. It is a ToDoList application. I'm going to be talking about a few of my initial prototypes, and then a few of my initial prototypes, and then some of the user feedback that I got and what I've done in my current view of the design. So this was my this is my initial idea for making the application. I thought I'll have 3 buttons that's going to be showing me all the tasks that the user has added, and then having a filtered task which would show the task based on whether if it's in the active, in progress, or completed state, and then another one that's going to be adding tasks, which would add more tasks to the list. So this was one of my initial prototype for my application. I did go and show this to a bunch of my friends, and they said, the color is not it's not pretty much user friendly because it's not attractive, it's bland, there's no colors. And then I thought, I'll have more I'll just make it more user friendly. Instead of clicking a button in order to see all the tasks, I just thought, I'll just have a list view. As soon as the user opens the application, you can see all the lists, which is more practical. So if they're in a hurry, they don't have to open the app and then click another button which shows all tasks, and that would show the list of all the items that's there. So I thought I'll just have a list view here in the main screen itself, and then I thought I'll move the add task and filtered button right to the left and right, which I'm going to be showing you right now. So this was one of my initial prototypes, and after getting some user feedback, this is how I'll just show you the main view. This is how my current main screen looks like. So in this application, again, it's the same thing, but instead of having another button that's going to show you the all task list, the default page itself shows you all the all task list. And then you have the add task button, which would take you to the create or edit task page, which is right here. So the user can give it a task name and then set the state to active, in progress, or complete. And then you have the delete task option, which is actually a bug. If you're going to add a new task, you don't really need the delete task button. So that was one of the bugs that my users actually figured out. And I did not talk about that in the next section, which would be me going through all the tasks that the user can perform using my application. So anyway, so that's one of the bugs which I didn't talk about. So moving on, so if I push the save task button, it would take me to the main activity screen, which is right here, and it would show the added task right here. And then we have the filtered view button, which would take me to the options, which is 3 buttons, and depending on what the state of each activity is, if I push this, it would show me a filtered list of all the active tasks, and then the same for the in progress and completed. So the active task would be so the task, when you click this, it would show, if I'm clicking the active task list, it would go to the screen and it would show a list view item of all the active tasks right here. And then I'm going to be talking about some bugs later on as well in the screen. And then we have so the editing the task again. So that will be the main screen, and my task list is right here. So if I have to edit task item 3, I click on the task item 3 here, which would take me to, again, the same create or edit task screen, which is right here, which is much more easier in order to edit. Instead of having another activity, if I were to use the same prototype that I had before, I would go into all tasks, and then from there I would click, if I want to edit tasks, select the list from there, and then have another activity that's going to be taking me to the edit or delete task page, which is a little bit more tedious if you think about it. And so this makes it a little bit more easier. So I can save task and delete task, save task here after editing it, and then that would take me back to the main screen. So again, if I want to delete the task again, I would just select the task that I want to delete. Say item number 4 is what I want to delete. I would click here. It would take me to the create or edit task screen, and then I push the delete button, which would pop up a screen saying, are you sure you want to delete this task? And then the user can select yes or no. And depending on what they select, the same thing. It's either deleted or not. So let's go over the code for right now. Sorry. So this is my main activity. The main activity basically has a list view, and all the data is being saved in from a database like file. So this is my SQLite helper. I just extended it to the SQLite helper class. I hope you can see it. My text is really small here. Anyway, so this is my database class that has the SQLite helper extension, and this is my SQLite database. Sorry, this is my database file, and I have the version right here, and then the to-do list. So the name of the table is to-do list, and then I have a primary key, which is my ID, and then the title. So if the user wants to edit or delete task, it would be deleted or edited depending on what they want to do in this file right here. So on create, it creates a new table here, and then it's updated or deleted over here. So the update task code is right here. It's just simple SQL commands. So database dot, so that's the database file, db dot update table name, content value, which would be the column ID, and then you updated getting whatever whatever is on the view for that particular thing that we're trying to, particular task that we're trying to update. So that's what happens in the database class. And so this is where all my data is being imported or extracted. Sorry. And then I have the edit. So if I click the so I have two buttons, which would be the filter view button or the add task button, which will take me to the edit or create task. Again, it's the same simple. You have the user input their ID, input their the name of the task and stuff like that. So it's a basic edit text text field, and from there I just set the task or test if I'm going to be editing the task, set the task to from whatever is being written to the text edit text field, and then the text field basically, and then so that's where I get my data from, and then that's being added to the database as I told you before. And so it's just a normal user input output Java code that I've written for this application. I will be talking about the user, a bunch of user tasks. So I'm taking an example of a student in this for this video, and I will be talking about what different things that the user can be doing. And I've also while I'm doing that, I'm actually talking about all the bugs that I've figured out in my application, and what I'm planning to develop or like improve in my application. So that would be the next